We focus our attention onto boxing once again. The fight this weekend, Rocky Fielding versus John Ryder. The bookies have it Rocky Fielding 1-2, the draw 25-1, John Ryder 9-5, just below 2-1 there. Rocky Fielding's record 23-1-0, 13 KOs in those 23 victories, 1 KO loss. John Ryder 24-3-0, 12 KOs in those 24 wins, 1 KO loss in those 3 losses. So if we look at Rocky Fielding's record, the one loss he's got is to Callum Smith. No shame in that. Callum Smith, a shining star. At super middleweight at the minute, talking about title shots. He's a big name in that division, and he's a serious guy. If he's got a loss to Callum Smith, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Rocky Fielding, he's got notable victories over Christophe Rebras. Rebras is an operator. We all know him. We've all heard of him. He's fought everybody. I think he fought George Groves. He's one of the names that seems to be in Eddie Hearn's phone. You can always ring him up and offer him a few quid, and he'll fight one of his fighters from the Matchroom stable. And usually he'll give the guy from the Matchroom stable a good fight, but the Matchroom guy will win. And that's certainly what happened when Rocky Fielding stepped into the ring with him. And it was the same when George Groves had a go at Christophe Rebras. But Rebras is a game fighter. He's a decent fighter. He's decent European level. And Fielding has that victory. He's also got victories over Brian Vera, victory over Luke Blackledge. Looking at John Ryder's record, he's got losses to Jack Arnfield, Nick Blackwell. Nick Blackwell, of course, who was involved in that war with Chris Eubank Jr. and sustained some life-changing injuries there, unfortunately. But I believe he's improved now and is in a good and stable condition. Blackwell's a good operator. He's good value. He's lost to Nick Blackwell, John Ryder. So, it kind of suggests that Ryder might not be any time fighting at world level. Let's put it that way. It's going to be British and European level for Ryder. I can't see, losing to Blackwell. Blackwell is not an elite operator. He's a game fighter. You'd call him, high British level or European level, something like that at best. And that loss to Blackwell, it doesn't bode well for John Ryder. Billy Joe Saunders has beaten John Ryder. I'm not going to hold anything against him for that. Billy Joe Saunders is a world-class operator. And we'll see how good he is when he eventually steps into the squared circle with Golovkin. Billy Joe Saunders. But yeah, so John Ryder, losses to Jack Arnfield, Nick Blackwell, Billy Joe Saunders. Notable wins over Adam Etches and Serhii Kamitsky. Good operator, Ryder. Decent operator, game operator. Looking at the records, you have to say Fielding has the edge. He's only got 1 loss, and it's against Callum Smith. The thing that's going to sway this fight, I think, is going to be the height and the reach situation. We've got John Ryder, he's 5'9". But then we've got Rocky Fielding, is 6'2", so that's a hell of an advantage. It's a reach advantage for Fielding. If he, uses his height, uses his long levers against Ryder, it's going to be difficult for Ryder. But Ryder can fight at a good tempo with a good work rate, so it will be up to him to press the issue, press the pace, get on the inside, and test the fitness of Fielding, and test his willingness to have a straightener. Basically, I think Ryder will have to do that. It's not going to be a case of Ryder going in and trying to outbox Fielding. I don't think that's going to happen for him. If he takes that approach, he's got to try and make it awkward, make it uncomfortable for Fielding. And I think early on, from the get-go, let Fielding know that he's in a fight. That's going to be the only way he's going to be able to get anything out of this one. Fielding maintains distance, doesn't do anything silly, maintains a good work rate. Fielding, he still has to keep up his work rate, still has to land his shots, still has to let his hands go. I can see Fielding winning. I can see Fielding winning on points or maybe a late TKO. So we've got Fielding 1-2 for the win. I think that's fair enough. I think that's a reasonable value. I think it's reasonable odds. Obviously, to chuck in an accumulator or lay a few units on, I think Fielding, I think he should win. He should win. It's in his hands. It's up to Fielding to, dictate the fight, play it how he wants to do, keep Ryder on the outside, and then he should get the victory. Fielding TKO is 6-4. Fielding on points is 2-1. Won't get involved with that. I'll keep it simple. The lean on this one for me will be Rocky Fielding. It's in his hands at 1-2. If Ryder makes it messy on the inside, he'll have a shot. But I can see Fielding getting this done.